a cell that was once the place that held El Chapo. So Michael Avenatti wanted to fight his own defense. I don't think he's going to be able to do that now because they're not allowing him to prepare for anything. He is just more or less a jailbird now. So this came out in Reuters January 21st, 2020. Trump antagonist Michael Avenatti in jail cell that held El Chapo. Lawyers. Avenatti is living in a jail cell that reportedly once housed convicted Mexican drug lord Joaquim El Chapo Guzman, making it impossible for the celebrity lawyer to prepare for his upcoming extortion trial, his lawyer said. This man is broke. I bet he got a bunch of public defenders. In a filing late on Monday night, Avenatti's attorney said their client is in solitary confinement under a 24-hour lockdown on a floor of the Metropolitan Correctional Center in downtown Manhattan that houses people charged with terrorism offenses. That's where they got him. So he's in New York, y'all. He's in a jail in New York. Wow. And there's no bail for this dude. He is literally stuck in there, whether he likes it or not. So he's on 24-hour lockdown. So Michael Avenatti can't even go out in the courtyard, even for a breath of fresh air. 24-hour lockdown. Woo, they going, Well, Michael Avenatti, you're going to regret trying to extort money from Nike. They asked that Avenatti, a self-described nemesis of Donald Trump, who represented pornographic actress Stormy Daniels in lawsuits against the U.S. president, to be moved to the general population to prepare for a trial, which could start next week. I don't think Michael Avenatti going to do well out there in Gen Pop. That man run his mouth too much. I don't think he going to run his mouth too much to those prisoners, though, because, they'll kick his ass. They don't care who he is. They'll kick his ass. So his lawyer is trying to get him out of 24-hour lockdown, solitary confinement, into Gen Pop, where they can help prepare. Michael Avenatti better get used to jail. That's all I got to say. He better get used to it, because that's where he's going to be for a long time. This man stole millions, and they let him stay out there doing this for a long time. They knew Michael Avenatti was stealing millions of dollars a decade ago. You see how slow they are to move when the suspect is white? They are slow and lethargic when it comes down to going after them. But the jail's warden on Tuesday offered no sign that that will happen, though Avenatti will be allowed to meet with lawyers, make phone calls, and keep legal material in his cell. Yeah, y'all need to put him, in with those guys that are, 15 guys to one cell. You put him in there. Due to Mr. Avenatti's high profile case, his notoriety, Mr. Avenatti's placement is for his own safety, the warden wrote to U.S. District Judge Paul Gardefee in Manhattan, without saying which cell houses Avenatti. The warden also said Avenatti had not under special contact with Avenatti. You got black men in these jails for far worse than the reason that Michael Avenatti is in there, y'all. So, no, I don't feel sorry for this man. I don't. But he certainly got what he deserved. Look how long it took them to put him in there. I'm sorry, but I got to go back to that. Look at how long, damn well, if a black man was stealing millions and millions of dollars, there's no way they would have let him stay out there for 10 years and just sit back and watch his activities. They would have took him in right away. Okay? But with Michael Avenatti, they just drug their feet on this whole thing. But Michael Avenatti is the face of white privilege. He got away with this for all this time, and it is because of white privilege that he did get away with it. Plain and simple. It's not any other reason. But like I said, I do not feel sorry for this man at all. I don't feel sorry for him. The Manhattan jail has long faced criticism for its living conditions. At his sentencing last July, Guzman described living there as psychologically emotional, mental torture 24 hours a day. Guzman and Saipov, who was charged with killing 8 people by driving a pickup truck down a Manhattan bike lane in October 2017, are among inmates in the jail. So Michael Avenatti's in that same jail. Another inmate, financier Jeffrey Epstein, committed suicide in his cell last August while awaiting trial on sexual abuse charges. Yeah. And all of the white people that are out here mocking the death of Kobe Bryant, calling him a rapist, he can't be a rapist because that case never went to trial. So he was never a rapist. And take a look at the background of the woman that you are screaming rape for. This woman blackmailed a man down in Florida. Now, if I can find this information, what the hell is wrong with you? She had semen from multiple men in her underwear. So, how much of a saint was she? Get out of here. I ain't defending that hoe. So, the warden did not address claims by Avenatti's lawyer that their client had been great had great difficulties functioning and was sleeping with 3 blankets because the temperature felt like the mid low 40s. Well, what do they say to black people? Well, if you don't commit the crime, you won't end up in jail. So that's what we should be saying to Michael Avenatti. If you didn't want to be in jail, you should not have committed a crime. So we need to start saying this to people like Michael Avenatti so they can stop complaining. Remember, we don't care about their complaints. Avenatti was charged with threatening to publicize accusations that Nike Inc. illegally paid families of college basketball recruits unless the sportswear company paid him $15 million to $25 million to conduct a probe. Now, how stupid. How stupid. So he's in New York, and we know he's also in trouble in California. Prosecutors also charged him with concealing a settlement offer from his client. Avenatti has pled not guilty. He was jailed last week in California after prosecutors there said he violated bail conditions in a separate criminal case. Avenatti was flown Friday. Oh, so he went to Manhattan on Friday. Ah, okay. So that's why he's in jail. All right. Now I understand why he's in jail in New York. Michael Avenatti is not going to see another free day in a very, very, very long time. And he is just the face And he shows us that a lot of these lawyers out here are crooks. Michael Avenatti is far from the only one. And if you notice, this man never shut up. He was out in front of the cameras. He was being arrogant. And, Mark Garados was also charged with the same thing. But you notice how he stayed quiet? He didn't open his mouth and say nothing the whole time. But you could not shut Michael Avenatti up with his arrogant ass. And at the end of the day, it didn't do him any good. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.